Tennings Terrible Three.
Yes, it's heralded as one of the best game franchises of all time and perhaps my personal favourite, but the Metal Gear Solid series has time and time again made me want to throw the controller through the television more times than I care to remember. From frustrating fourth wall breaking to flat out genre changing gameplay, here's my top 3 most annoying moments of the Metal Gear Solid series. Metal Gear Solid 4 and the quest for a Metal Gear Solid game. I'm fine with long cutscenes, I really am. In fact, I love a game that dares to include hours of plain old cutscenes, but for the love of fuck, balance it out. My gripe here isn't even the fact that the cutscene to gameplay ratio is near 50-50 in Metal Gear Solid 4, but it's the fact that the gameplay we're offered oftentimes isn't even a Metal Gear Solid game. Elongated sequences of following Naomi's trail, and then having to follow this guy through the streets of Paris. Riding on the top of Drebin's truck, shooting zombie-like soldiers and Gecko. Oh, and also having to destroy the strongest door ever made. Riding shotgun on Eve's motorcycle, shooting soldiers through the streets. Escaping Shadow Moses as Metal Gear Rex, and then fighting Metal Gear Ray. I mean, fucking hell, the tagline of the Metal Gear Solid series has since the beginning been tactical espionage action. Tactical, carefully plan, strategize. Espionage, the practice of spying, being undercover. Action, guns and shit. Metal Gear Solid 4 fails miserably on the first two. Even the last boss fight with Ocelot is like a beat-em-up game. Why? Why would you make me play 4 Metal Gear Solid games only for the last boss fight to completely change the game mechanics? Number 2. Choke. The enjoyment out of Metal Gear Solid 2. So you're near the end of the amazing Metal Gear Solid 2 and you have not got a fucking clue what's going on. The Colonel's gone batshit crazy, Snake tries to be the hero but then just gets captured and put in handcuffs. You fucking idiot. You want to know how this game is going to end and where it's going, but then Solidus comes along and decides to choke you. And choke you. And choke you. Honestly, I remember playing this game on Extreme and having to beat that cunt fat man, and then having to retry beating those bastard Metal Gear Rays, only to find myself at this sequence. A miserably unfair button tapping sequence. I tried to outlast this bastard's choke, but it's near fucking impossible. The worst is knowing how far you've come through the game. The luck and skill of getting to this point now ruined by the fact that you can't tap the triangle button fast enough. It was only later on I found out that the amount of health you lose per choke increases with the difficulty. Well, that's not fair. Just because I'm good at the game doesn't mean I'm the Usain Bolt of the triangle button. Even look online. People have tutorials on YouTube of strategies and tips on how to survive it. These guys used a drill. There's even a spoon technique to help you survive. And you know what the saddest thing is? I actually tried it. And it was shite. You're sat there with the controller between your legs rubbing a spoon up and down. All it did was make my family think I was a weirdo who had a spoon fetish or something. Number 1. Hey old buddy, old pal. Do you get it because of the pal key? Oh, never mind. By far the most annoying fucking sequence in any of the Metal Gear games, that stupid fucking idea for a plot device, the PAL key. In the Metal Gear universe, whoever designed the PAL key as a security override system for a nuclear weapon is a fucking idiot. Think about this logically. To use the PAL key, you must insert it at room temperature, at freezing temperature, and at a hot temperature. I could do all of those things in a kitchen. Seriously, room temperature might as well not even be an option. I mean, the thing is going to be at room temperature by default. Freezing temperature, stick it in the freezer. Hot temperature, put it in the toaster. Insert it into the device and boom! Nuclear war. It's fucking ridiculous. Unfortunately, there are no kitchens in the hangar bay though in Metal Gear Solid, so you have to backtrack like a bastard just to input the PAL key, only to be fooled by Liquid Snake. Wait, what? So hang on. So Liquid knew about the PAL key and knew how to use it to activate Metal Gear Rex. President Baker was the original person who had the PAL key, and also had it in his possession while both Liquid and Ocelot were torturing him. And what, they couldn't find it? They didn't think to look through his jacket? He even gives Snake a disc and says that he hid it from them while he was being tortured.
I hid it from that sadistic maniac while he was torturing me.
Well, what the fuck does that mean? Snake, who was the greatest soldier in the world, couldn't hide his pistol or something when he was being tortured, but this old cripple with his cane can hide not only a disc but also the PAL key, the very thing they need to launch Metal Gear? Where did he hide them? Up his ass? It makes no sense, and this is all I can think about every time I have to backtrack 20 minutes through the fucking level just to get to the furnace. Fuck you, Hideo Kojima, you hack! If you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel and go ahead and like me on Facebook. You could even send me lovely fan messages like Edgar Garduno here, who said, "I want free code." Thanks, Edward. Me too. You can also follow me on Twitter, and if you'd like to donate, just give it to a charity. Thanks.